I always believed that trust was the foundation of a strong marriage. For 7 years, I had built my life around this belief, around the woman I had vowed to spend forever with, Emma. She was my best friend, my partner in everything, and the person I thought I knew better than anyone else. But as I would soon learn, the person you trust the most can also be the one who betrays you in the worst possible way. Our life together looked ideal from the outside. We owned a cozy 3-bedroom house in the suburbs, a place that felt like home after years of renting small apartments. I worked as a project manager for a construction firm, often leaving the house early and coming home late, exhausted but content knowing I was providing for our future. Emma, on the other hand, had recently quit her part-time job as a freelance graphic designer, deciding she wanted to focus on herself for a while. I supported her decision without hesitation. I trusted her completely and never questioned what she did with her time while I was at work. Little did I know that trust would be my downfall. Looking back, the warning signs had been there, subtle at first but unmistakable in hindsight. Emma had changed. She started dressing up more even when she had no plans to leave the house. Her phone, which she used to leave on the kitchen counter, was now always clutched in her hand or hidden away. She started working out obsessively, something she had never cared about before. And the biggest change of all, she wasn't as interested in me anymore. I brushed it off, telling myself it was just a phase, that maybe she was going through something personal. After all, relationships had ups and downs, right? Then came the late-night whispers on the phone. I had woken up one night at 2 a.m. to get a glass of water. As I passed the hallway, I heard Emma's hushed voice from the living room. She was speaking softly, almost seductively. "I can't talk right now." "No, he's asleep." Something twisted in my gut. I stood frozen, my mind racing. Was she talking about me? To who? But when I stepped closer, the conversation had already ended. Emma turned around, startled, and gave me a fake, nervous smile. "Oh, you scared me, babe. I was just talking to Sarah. She's having a rough night." Sarah, her best friend? I wanted to believe her, but something felt off. I didn't push her on it that night, but that tiny seed of doubt had been planted in my mind. As days turned into weeks, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. I started noticing more things. Her phone was always on silent. She smiled at her screen more than she did at me. She had a sudden interest in going out for errands during my work hours. One evening, as I came home earlier than usual, I caught her frantically deleting messages from her phone. She looked up at me, startled, her fingers fumbling as she locked the screen. "Hey, you're home early. I was just, clearing up old messages. You know how cluttered my inbox gets." That was the moment when I realized I couldn't ignore it anymore. Something was definitely wrong. The final straw came on a Wednesday afternoon. I had been sent home early due to a project delay and decided to surprise Emma with her favorite takeout sushi. As I pulled into our driveway, I noticed a black sedan parked across the street. I didn't recognize it, but I didn't think much of it at the time. I walked inside, calling out her name. No response. Then, from our bedroom, I heard something that made my blood run cold. For a moment, my body refused to move. My brain struggled to catch up with what my ears had just heard. The only other person who was supposed to be in this house was Emma. I took slow, careful steps toward the bedroom. My heart pounded in my chest. As I reached for the doorknob, I heard her voice. "You're so bad. What if he finds out?" The man chuckled. "Relax, babe. He's at work all day. He'll never know." Something inside me snapped. My hands shook with rage as I tightened my grip on the doorknob. Every part of me wanted to kick the door down, to confront them right then and there. But I didn't. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to think. If I barged in now, I'd catch them, sure. But what then? Would she cry? Would she lie? Would she beg for forgiveness? No. I needed proof. I needed to make sure she would lose everything. So instead, I pulled out my phone and started recording. I stood outside the bedroom door, my phone recording every word, every disgusting laugh, every hushed whisper. "You're so bad. What if he finds out?" "Relax, babe. He's at work all day. He'll never know." Hearing those words made my blood boil, but I forced myself to stay calm. If I burst in now, I'd give them a chance to deny, lie, and cover their tracks. No, I needed to make sure that when I confronted them, there would be no escape. I stepped back quietly and left the house. My heart pounded as I walked to my car, my hands shaking with a mixture of rage and heartbreak. Sitting behind the wheel, I played the recording back. Clear as day. Her voice. His voice. Their betrayal. I looked up and saw the black sedan still parked across the street. Was that his car? I took a quick photo of the license plate. It would be useful later. I took deep breaths, forcing myself to think logically. There was no coming back from this. Emma, the woman I had loved, the woman I had trusted with everything, was sleeping with another man in our bed while I was at work breaking my back to provide for us. She had no idea what was coming. I couldn't just rely on one recording. I needed irrefutable proof. So I drove to my best friend Mark's house. Mark was an IT security expert, the kind of guy who knew how to dig up dirt when needed. When I told him what happened, he was furious on my behalf. That's messed up, man. You deserve better. What do you want to do? I took a deep breath. I need proof. I need to know how long this has been going on, and I need to make sure she pays for it. Mark nodded. I can help with that. He explained that if Emma was cheating, she had probably been texting, calling, and sending pictures. He helped me install a keylogger on her laptop and a tracking app on her phone. Since we shared a home Wi-Fi, we could also retrieve deleted messages and emails from our network history. Give it a day. We'll see what we can dig up. I barely slept that night. My mind kept replaying everything. Her laughter, the way she whispered to him, the way she betrayed me so easily. The next day, I left for work as usual. But instead of heading to the office, I parked my car a few streets away and waited. Sure enough, at 11 a.m., the same black sedan pulled into our driveway. The driver? A guy in his mid-30s, tall, muscular, with cocky confidence written all over his face. He walked up to my front door, used his own key to unlock it, and stepped inside like he owned the place. I gritted my teeth. So she gave him a key? How long had this been going on? I waited for 2 hours, my hands gripping the steering wheel, my stomach twisting with anger. Then, finally, he walked out, buttoning his shirt, looking smug. I took a video of him leaving. That night, Mark sent me everything. Texts. Oh, I love when you sneak over. I wish I could wake up next to you instead of him. Oh, he's so clueless. It's almost too easy. Oh, you make me feel alive, not like him. He's just there. Call logs. Oh, dozens of late-night calls while I was asleep. Oh, hours of conversations during the day when I was at work. Emails. Oh, hotel bookings under fake names. Oh, explicit messages that made my stomach turn. And the worst part? It had been going on for almost a year. I had all the proof I needed. But I wasn't going to confront her just yet. No, I wanted to make sure she lost everything. Step 1. Legal preparation. I met with a divorce lawyer and showed him all the evidence. Since I lived in a state with at-fault divorce laws, Emma's infidelity could be used against her. My lawyer assured me that I would have the upper hand in the divorce, especially since we had no kids. Step 2. Financial damage. Emma had no job and relied on me completely. So I did the following. Moved 80% of our savings to a separate account she couldn't access. Removed her as an authorized user from all my credit cards. Paused automatic bill payments for the house, utilities, and everything else. She was about to learn how it felt to be left with nothing. Step 3. Public exposure. I gathered all the screenshots, texts, and emails and prepared to send them to everyone she cared about. Her parents, her friends, her entire social circle. But first, I had to confront her. That Friday night, I told Emma I'd be working late. Instead, I waited outside the house. At exactly 9 p.m., her lover's car pulled into the driveway. I let them get comfortable. Then I walked in. The scene was just as disgusting as I imagined. Emma and her lover, half-dressed, tangled in sheets, laughing, until they saw me. Her eyes went wide with shock. His face went pale. James, what are you doing here? She stammered. I held up my phone. Just recording my cheating wife with her boyfriend. Say hi to the camera. Her lover jumped out of bed, scrambling for his clothes. Dude, this isn't what it looks like. I laughed. Oh, it's exactly what it looks like. I tossed the printed emails and text messages onto the bed. Emma picked them up, flipping through them, her face turning red. Where did you? How did you? I cut her off. You gave him a key to our house. You laughed about how clueless I was. You told him you wished I wasn't here. Well, congratulations, Emma. You got your wish. Tears filled her eyes. James, please, I can explain. I smirked. You won't have to. You're moving out tomorrow. She gasped. What? No. This is my home too. I shrugged. Not anymore. I've already filed for divorce. Since I paid for this house, you're not getting a dime. Also, your credit cards? Cancelled. Your bank account? Empty. And tomorrow, your parents, your friends, everyone you know, will see exactly what kind of person you are. Her lover tried to step in. You can't do this to her, man. I turned to him. And you? Your wife is getting all of this too. His face turned to pure terror. Wait, what? I nodded. That's right. I found her Facebook. She'll have all this evidence by morning. Emma collapsed onto the bed, sobbing. James, please. I made a mistake. I love you. Please don't do this. I walked to the door. You already did this to yourself. Have fun figuring out where to live. I left, feeling lighter than I had in months. Emma sat frozen on the bed, clutching the incriminating papers, her face streaked with tears. Her lover, whose name I now knew was Ryan, looked like he had seen a ghost. You told him about my wife? He hissed at Emma, his voice filled with panic. I smirked. Oh, she didn't tell me anything. She was too busy sneaking around. I did my own research. Ryan turned back to Emma, rage and fear battling for dominance in his expression. You told me he was an idiot, that he'd never find out. Emma reached for him, but he pulled away like she was toxic. Ryan, please. You have to believe me. I didn't think. He cut her off. Damn right you didn't think. My wife is going to kill me. He grabbed his shirt, fumbling with the buttons before shooting me a furious look. You think this is funny? I chuckled, stepping aside to give him a clear path to the door. I think it's hilarious. Ryan stormed out, cursing under his breath. The second he was gone, Emma turned to me, her body trembling. James, listen. We can fix this. I folded my arms. Fix what exactly? The fact that you lied to me? The fact that you gave another man a key to our house? The fact that you laughed about me behind my back? She sobbed harder. I wasn't thinking straight. It was a mistake. I got caught up in the excitement, but I never stopped loving you. I tilted my head. Love me? You humiliated me. You used me. And the second you thought you wouldn't get caught, you didn't even hesitate. She lunged forward, trying to grab my hand. I was stupid. I was selfish. But please, don't do this. Don't throw everything away. I laughed bitterly. I'm not the one who threw it away, Emma. That was you. I turned on my phone and hit send. Within seconds, the messages, photos, and videos spread like wildfire. Her parents? Furious. Her friends? Horrified. Her workplace? Shocked. Emma's phone buzzed relentlessly as she watched her world collapse in real time. She grabbed it, and her face went pale. Oh my God. James, what did you do? I shrugged. Told the truth. She started hyperventilating. You sent this to everyone. Ding. She read the next message and let out a wretched scream. No, no, no. I checked my phone. It was from her boss. Emma, we need to talk first thing Monday. This is unacceptable. I smirked. Oops. Looks like your job's on the line too. Emma threw her phone across the room and collapsed onto the floor, sobbing. I pulled a neatly folded envelope from my pocket and tossed it onto the table. What's this? She whimpered. Divorce papers. Already signed. You can have a lawyer look at them, but good luck finding one without my money. Her lips trembled. You're leaving me? I raised an eyebrow. You cheated on me for a year. Did you think I'd stay? She shook her head violently. But I have nowhere to go. Please, James, I'll do anything. I'll make it up to you. I let out a cold chuckle. You should have thought about that before you made me a joke to everyone we know. She crawled toward me, gripping my pant leg. I'll change. I'll go to therapy. I'll be the wife you deserve. I pulled away. You're already the wife I deserve. That's why I'm leaving. I turned and walked out. Behind me, Emma collapsed into gut-wrenching sobs. She had lost everything. I walked out of that house and didn't look back. For the first time in months, I felt something I thought was gone forever, relief. The night air was cold, but it felt fresh, like I was finally breathing without the weight of betrayal suffocating me. I got into my car, started the engine, and took a deep breath. Emma's wails echoed from inside the house, but I felt no guilt. She had made her choices. Now she had to live with them. Over the next few days, I watched as Emma's perfect little world collapsed. Her parents? They disowned her, ashamed of what she had done. Her friends? They cut ties, disgusted by her betrayal. Her job? Gone. Fired for unprofessional conduct, after word spread about her affair with a married man. Her affair partner? His wife took everything in the divorce and left him bankrupt. Emma tried calling me over and over again. Please, James. I need to talk to you. I messed up. I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry. Please, just give me one chance to fix this. I never responded. She texted, emailed, even showed up at my office. But I had blocked her everywhere. 2 weeks later, I ran into her by accident. I was grabbing coffee when I saw a disheveled, broken-looking woman sitting at a corner table. Unbrushed hair, dark circles, trembling hands. It took me a second to recognize her. Emma. She looked up and gasped when she saw me. James. I sighed. Emma. She jumped up, knocking over her coffee. Please, just give me a few minutes. I checked my watch. You've got one. Her voice shook. I have nothing left. I lost my job. I lost my home. My parents won't even speak to me. Ryan left me the second his wife took everything. I don't even have enough money for rent. I took a sip of my coffee. Sounds rough. Her eyes filled with tears. I deserve this, I know. But James, I still love you. I swear I do. If I could take it all back, I would. I set my coffee down and looked her dead in the eyes. You don't love me, Emma. You loved using me. You loved knowing you could cheat and still have a husband waiting at home to pay the bills, to be your emotional support, to keep you comfortable. The second you thought you wouldn't get caught, you didn't even hesitate. That's not love. She burst into tears. Please, James, just one more chance. I shook my head. You had one. You threw it away. Her body sagged as the realization hit her. So this is it. I stood up, grabbed my coffee, and nodded. This is it. Then I walked away, leaving her behind, exactly where she had left me. I walked out of that cafe without looking back. For the first time in years, I truly felt free. Emma's pleading voice faded behind me, but I had no second thoughts, no regrets. She was nothing more than a painful lesson, a reminder of what happens when you trust the wrong person. But my story didn't end with her. The first few months after the divorce were hard. Coming home to an empty house every night felt strange. Sleeping alone in a silent bedroom was unsettling. Waking up without the illusion of love was painful. But slowly, things changed. I started traveling more, something Emma always discouraged. I picked up old hobbies I had abandoned for her. I reconnected with friends who actually cared about me. Most importantly, I focused on myself. For so long, I had poured everything into Emma, only to be left with nothing. Now, I was finally putting myself first, and it felt amazing. Months later, I heard from mutual friends that Emma's life had completely fallen apart. She had been evicted from her apartment. She bounced from one short-term job to another. She tried dating again, but no one trusted her. And then, the ultimate karma. She had tried to get back with Ryan, her affair partner. But Ryan, now broke and divorced, wanted nothing to do with her. She had given up a stable marriage for a man who abandoned her the moment things got tough. One evening, I was walking home when I heard someone call my name. I turned around, and there she was. Emma. She looked even worse than before, thinner, paler, defeated. She hesitated before speaking. I heard you're doing well. I nodded. I am. She swallowed hard. I just wanted to say, I miss you. I gave her a long, hard look. You miss the life I gave you. Not me. Her eyes filled with tears. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but do you think you'll ever forgive me? I took a deep breath and exhaled slowly. Maybe someday, but that doesn't mean I'll ever forget. She nodded, wiping her eyes. Goodbye, James. I watched her walk away, realizing something. For the first time, I felt nothing. No anger, no pain, no regret, just peace. In the end, Emma lost everything. Her husband, her reputation, her comfort, her security. And me? I gained everything she had taken from me. Self-respect, happiness, a future free from betrayal. And that was the ultimate revenge.